Hey guys, how's it hanging? It is Eric here, and hey, look at this, a brand new teaser for Johnny Test. Season 7 and 8 has recently surfaced. So here we have the kids in the lab. Johnny appears to be hooked up to a mechanical hospital bed type thing. There seems to be purple padding, and he's also under a purple blanket. And speaking of hospital, there seems to be a lot of hospital qualities around. If we look over to the left, we can see a rack holding IV fluid bags. The IV bags do not appear to be hooked up to Johnny in any way. It's probably just hanging around for emergency use, just in case of emergencies. You know, emergency transfusions. Although I couldn't imagine one reason why that'd be necessary. Oh wait. Anyway, Johnny's head appears to be constrained in this device. Something I've noticed is that this may be in reference to the final scene in the trailer, the one where he had gigantic hair. However, that is most likely not in recognition with this image, on account of the brain showing itself a whole lot throughout this image. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. So Johnny appears to be very cautious, and Dookie doesn't seem concerned at all, which both the reactions seem quite opposite to me. We have Susan over here. She's pointing at an X-ray diagram and actually looks like she's chewing something. There are these jars with colored objects inside. Perhaps that could be gum? Let me know your best guesses in the comments below. Firing something. So brain mock view and be this to anything. Know this a spin could regard the spell you had for Smarty Pants. So at some point in the revival, we saw the text, the end, something of the a Let's Play series on the channel of Doki Doki Literature Club and SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. If you guys are curious or interested, the Test family is full of great characters with a bunch of diverse personalities, designs, and characteristics. Our family started by Hugh and Lila Test, who are the parents. Their children are consisting of twin girls of 13 with red hair and an 11-year-old blonde boy named Johnny, the star of the show. So, with that, and with the process of starting a family, thus begins sharing the man and woman's genes, ergo bringing to life children of their own. So, you know how Hugh is blonde and Lila is a brunette? This brought up a theory by YouTube user Vanilla Rabbit Lover 2001, who's gone back to contemplate and expand on this theory. So, going off of that information, how did Susan and Mary get genetics concerning red hair? This may indeed be one of the biggest theories for Johnny Test. But before we start, I just want to say that each exhibit will be a different subsidiary of theorizing and not an addition onto the last. So, with that in mind, let's dive right in. Exhibit A. Susan and Mary were born with red hair, but seemingly both of their parents did not manifest any type of red hair, from what we know. Now, we can predict that one of the parents did indeed have red hair, and afterwards dyed it blonde or brown. I predict that it is most fitting that Lila could have had red hair in her past. And dyed it brown. I mean, think about it. Lila is the only main character, or if you don't qualify her as such, the only adult family member who hasn't necessarily mentioned anything of her past. Unlike Hugh, we've never seen a flashback to her childhood or teen years. Sidetrack for a sec. I would absolutely love to see how they've met and how he's proposed and that kind of stuff in season 7 and 8. Just saying. Now, back on track. Was that all a plot to hide the truth? Maybe, maybe not. I couldn't imagine it would be that obscure. But yeah, it is possible, but not confirmed, that Lila's hair was a natural red in her youth. Now you may be asking, why would she change it? Well, there's actually a pretty plausible answer to this, considering the possibility that during some point in Lila's youth, she was interested in business and wanted to pursue her dream of becoming a business affiliate of some standard, which later in life happened, whereas now she's a hot businesswoman. But the question is, how many business affiliates have red hair? I couldn't imagine many. Being in a position of business, you want to look as professional as possible. Not saying that red hair is not professional, it is natural, but still, I'm not one of known communication in business, but personally, I couldn't imagine higher-ups taking propositions seriously from people with, say, blue or pink hair. But hey, regarding red, if it's natural, obviously that's a different story. Anyway, long story short, she must have dyed her hair brown to be taken more seriously in a higher position as she may hold. For example, she has been seen traveling to other businesses to hold a conference, as seen in the episode Take Your Johnny to Work Day. Anyway, it is still possible for a blonde and redhead to have a child with red hair, or vice versa in this situation, a blonde and a brunette. Exhibit B, which comes from Vanilla Rabbit Lover 2001, who's dived very deep and suggested that both Hugh and Lila, before getting married, have both dated a guy and a girl with red hair, hence insinuating the possibility that Susan and Mary at first were not sisters, predicting that Hugh has had Susan with a woman of red hair, and Lila had Mary with a man of red hair, ergo matching with the respective eye color. Perhaps their significant other has broken up with them or vice versa, and they no longer wish to see each other, and both Hugh and Lila went on to become a young single parent for a while, until they met the love of their lives, each other. This may have happened while Susan and Mary were sitting at 1 or 2 years of age, whereas by 13, that vision of the past life would be as blurry as seeing the Lost web series come back, which, God, please let us have it return one day. But anyway, if this were to be true, why are they referred to as twins in the series? Well, goes without saying, if this has happened so early in their lives, they probably wouldn't even remember their original other parent. And once Hugh and Lila got together, they're running with a little white lie and calling them twins, because coincidentally little white lie, and once Hugh and Lila got together, they're running with a little white lie and calling them twins, because coincidentally they did look the same. Now you may be asking, how is this possible? Well, if we direct ourselves to a line spoken in Johnny Daddy Day by Hugh, but we ended up hating each other once I stole his girlfriend in high school. With that, we know for a fact that in the least, Hugh has dated other girls before proposing to Lila. However, there is a line after that from Johnny. Yeah, you never mentioned that. This can tenderly imply that Lila has never known about this either, but I'd personally doubt that. But either way, still a possibility. Exhibit C. Susan and Mary